There was another place, and if anyone knows what I'm talking about, the Marleybone. It was on Route 34. It's still there, actually. It's closed now. I drive by it once in a while, and I reminisce. I think it was in Old Bridge or Mattawan, New Jersey, whatever. That place was just, I mean, it was awesome because it was just, there was no girl over a 6 on the stage, but they would just walk around and hang out with you. After their set, they'd sit down next to you and have a beer. It was fucking awesome. Bikers hanging out in there, just pure white trash. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. But me and my brother just figured out what we do is when the dancers come around, what we did is, they come around, you give them $1, whatever. You roll it up, because usually you would fold the dollar up and stick it between their breasts. They'd push them together in their little, top they had on because they couldn't be all nude, and you stuff $1 in there, or you put, like I said, G-string or garter belt. But you always rolled it up, so we came up with an idea one night. Why don't we rip the dollars in half, roll them up, and we'll get 2 stuffs for $1. So it was 50 cents a stuff, not even $1. Because what the dancers do, they'll either take the dollar from you and they'll throw it on the stage. So there's a bunch of dollars on the stage, or they'll just stick it wherever, or just keep it in their garter or whatever. And then they don't count their money till they go back stage after their set. So then they put a big, usually they just throw it on the stage, and then as soon as they're done, they'll collect all the dollars and go backstage and hang for another half hour till the next set. So this is perfect. So we're ripping dollars, rolling them up, stuffing them, getting 2 stuffs for $1. But know that, all right, we got about 45 minutes before we have to get out of there, because that girl's going to go in the back, and eventually she's going to count her money up or just kind of sort it out and unfold all the dollars and find out that she got half dollars. So she's going to come storming out of that dressing room like, all right, who are the fucking scumbags? And eventually she's going to know, she's going to look over, no, it's got to be those 2 guys. So we knew we'd have to stuff and run. And then we go hit another strip club down the street. We drive a mile, do the same thing, get out of there, do the same thing, get out of there. I know, no reason for that. But hey, they should have brought Scotch tape to work that day. You imagine, I really wish I could have found out what their reaction was when they roll out $1 and it's ripped in half. Like, who the fuck would do that? Me and my brother would do that. I'm not proud, but hey, I wasn't making any money. I was barely surviving. I had heavy metal albums to buy. I didn't have time to give them $1. I can give them 50 cents, but not $1. You can't give them 4 quarters. You can't give them 2 quarters. That's disrespectful. So you rip the $1 in half. Those are always my favorite places to go, the ones you walk around, you give them $1. I remember I used to work for this hardware store, and I used to deliver new lawnmowers or whatever was, mulch or, grass seed or shit like that, whatever it was. I was the delivery truck guy. And my buddy Chuck, I think he listens to the podcast. My buddy Chuck, I was probably 19 and he was maybe 16, and he was working there too. And I would tell, and he was I could tell I liked him right off the bat because he was a complete slob. So I would tell the boss, I go, look, I need help with this mower. I hurt my back. I need to bring Chuck with me. He's like, all right, we'll bring him for the delivery. So I'm like, beautiful. So we would just drive around. We'd freaking stop at Burger King. We'd eat. We'd do whatever. So what we did is if we dropped off a lawnmower, if we got a tip, we went right to the strip club before we went back to work at the hardware store. So we're actually at a strip club on time. Now, there was a strip club on Route 516 in Old Bridge called Club 516. It's still there. Another one of my favorite places of all time. And the hardware store I worked at was only like a mile down the road. And this is during the day. And it's right on the highway to strip club. So, you could see any car that's in the parking lot. But there was one little spot all the way behind the place where I would park this big box truck with the word Jacob's Hardware on it. I'd have to hide it behind it because anyone that saw it driving by would be like, why is the Jacob's delivery truck at Club 516? So I'd park it behind the place, make sure nobody could see it from the highway. Any tip that we got, we'd go to somebody's house And we just milk the tip. So if I was dropping off a lawnmower, I'm like, all right, the guy's like, okay, thanks, man. I got it from here. And I'm like, man, this guy's not going to give us a tip. I go, let me show you how it works, sir. And he's like, no, I can get it. I go, no, seriously. It's very, it's kind of a weird thing when you first do it. Instead of trying to read the whole manual instruction, let me show you. And I would spend like 10 minutes just going over stuff that he knows. You pull this, and if you want to check the oil, you take this out. Yeah, like no shit. You put the gas here. Let's put a little gas in. It's like, and then he felt obligated. He's like, all right, let me throw these fucking two idiots $5. So he'd throw us like $5 or $10. We'd go right to the strip club. We'd be able to get like one beer. We'd split a beer, and then we get like two stuffs with the singles we have, and then we go back to work with beer on a breath at 19 and 16, and we just in a strip club. It's fucking beautiful.